Direct again, cold calling for real estate listing appointments in the Tampa, St. Florida market. Let me just make sure I have everything set up. I'm going to be going live on YouTube as well. Right. Give me one moment while I set everything up. Okay. Got that set up. We are live on YouTube as well. jmarqeting. I call, you close. We're going to be calling for sale by owners, expired, canceled, and some new stuff and some older stuff. This is some stuff that just expired the last couple of days. This is a $1 million listing.
Hello, you've reached 251-1103. Please leave your name and number after the tone.
Drop the auto voicemail on him. If you guys could vote on the poll, that'd be great.
You have reached 220-3210. Please leave.
I'm gonna put a link to the YouTube live. If you guys want to come hang out in there, I'm gonna cross post it. And I'll put the live to Facebook in the YouTube stream. This type of stuff, the technical stuff and the streaming and stuff like that, guys, that's not what I'm good at. I mean, I'm gotten really good at it. Talking to the camera, that's not really what I'm good at. I'm good at the cold calls. That's my bread and butter. That realtors and brokers nationwide hire me is to cold call and set appointments. So that's mostly what we do here. But if you ask me questions, in the comments about my process and system, things like that, I will try to get to it as I see it. But I'm really just going to focus more on the cold calling and the appointment setting compared to entertaining you guys and that type of thing. However, right now I have 2 openings for realtors or brokers. So a few of my minimums. You need to be closing at least 3 transactions every month, okay? That's my minimum. I only work with realtors and brokers that are doing 3 or more a month, preferably listings, okay? Secondly, mostly not newer agents or brokers. Unless you're killing it, then we can talk. I'm also going to be rolling out coaching and consulting. So if you're a realtor, broker, agent, or you want me to train your assistants, we can talk about that as well. Send me private messages or hop on my calendar. And I'll put links to my calendar in both of the comments on YouTube and on Facebook. Okay, that's enough of the plugs and the shameless promotion. Let me go ahead and just get into the calls, right? And there's a link to my calendar. Okay, got it on YouTube as well. Let's continue on with the calls. I'm going to call these numbers a few times because it's $1 million listing. I want to see what the property looks like as well.
Hello, you've reached 251-1103. Please leave your name and number after the tone. Thank you for calling.
Please leave your message after the tone. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press.
I'm going to share this in a few of my groups as well. I have 3 groups related to my business. Cold Calling Isn't Dead is the main group for realtors and brokers and other people in sales. Basically to be able to idea share and things like that, best practices when it comes to prospecting and cold calling. Okay, and again, we are using the Vulcan 7 prospecting platform. There's 3 main prospecting platforms out there: Vulcan 7, RedX, and Mojo. There's others out there like Land Voice and Espresso, but in my opinion, those are the big 3. And my client that I'm working with has Vulcan 7. It's whatever my clients have set up, and what they use is what they plug me into, and I work from that virtually. And if they do not have something set up, it really just depends on the MLS, because some platforms have an agreement with their local MLS and some don't. So I usually gear them towards RedX or Vulcan 7. That RedX is my preferred. However, they're all about the same, guys. These type of platforms provide 3 main things. There's other bells and whistles too, but the 3 things is it provides leads. So all of the expires and cancel listings, for sale by owners, for rent by owners, circle prospect by pulling neighborhood data, kind of like Cole, but a little bit better than Cole neighborhood directory used to be. And then also allows you to upload lists as well to different folders to work from. So that's the main thing. The second, which is just as important in my opinion, is it provides a dialer to work from. So we can load contacts into a folder and call virtually using the dialer, okay? And then there's a contact management type thing where you can take notes and set up appointments to follow up and nurture, okay? Now, each of these different platforms, they have different bells and whistles, of course, but those are the main 3: the leads, the dialer, and the contact management. Okay, this is a for sale by owner. It's only 35,000. So, typically we like to keep it above 100,000 so we don't waste anybody's time. So we'll go on to the next one. This one is 350,000. I don't drink soda much, but when I do, I really enjoy a cherry 7-Up. This is a $350,000 apartment. It's probably on the water.
Voicemail box of 72764320052. At the tone, please record your voice message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
So I have an auto voicemail built into the system, and all I have to do is click a button, say leave voicemail, and automatically do that.
Hello?
Hi, calling for Kimberly or Blaine?
Yes, this
Hey, Kim, Jeremy over at Frank Albert Realty.
Hi.
Giving a quick call about the property that you guys are selling on 33rd. Did you get it sold or is it still available?
No, we just put it for sale recently.
Well, I asked that because, as you know, properties are selling really quickly right now with the inventory being so low.
Well, hopefully.
Well, it looks like you're asking $649.
Yep.
Okay, and you're doing it by owner, right?
Right. Yeah, we have a friend of ours that's a realtor that we're going to go with down the road if we don't sell it by owner. So we figured we'd give it a try at first.
Why not try to avoid paying that huge commission, right?
Right.
Well,
See what happens.
if for some reason you can't get it done on your own, would you be open to interviewing teams, or are you set on working with your friend?
Yeah, we just said I'm working with him.
Has he's helped you before with different real estate transactions?
Yeah, right.
Gotcha. I will let you know that if we have
Bring us a buyer.
that's what I was just going to ask you. Are you working with buyer's agents?
No, we haven't.
Well, you just said bring you a buyer, so I was asking if you are working with buyer's agents.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. Well, I was hoping that people that brought a buyer by, the buyers would pay their part of their fee, and we were just going to give it some time to, did anything to pay any realtor fees.
Have you guys done a for sale by owner before?
Yeah, not in Florida though.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Well, if we have a buyer, we'll let you know. Are you offering any set commission on that, or how does that work?
No, we weren't offering any commission. That's what I was saying. I was hoping that, like if you had a buyer that they would pay part of a commission.
Well, I'm not a realtor. I'm an assistant here, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. But I'll let the team know that's what you're looking to do.
Yeah, we just put it for sale. Down the road, if, things were really slow, and we change things, then certainly we'll be changing what we're doing. But right now, we just wanted to try to sell it by owner.
Just so you know, and I'll leave it at this, if you do decide to wait some period of time, most of the buyers in the market are going to wonder what's wrong with the property.
That's all right, because there's nothing wrong with it, but, it's just one of those things we wanted to avoid if we could,
Okay, well, hey, good luck on getting it sold, Kim.
Okay. All right, thanks.
So guys, in most cases, for sale by owner sellers, they have clue what they're doing. And that's a perfect example right there of a seller that really has no clue of how this process works. It's a good thing she has a friend who's possibly going to help. I didn't want to go too far with that, but in reality, mixing business with pleasure is never a good thing. If that friend, some reason, does not get the property sold, or they give them a bad experience, that could potentially mess up that relationship as well. And if that friend is a friend, that friend will understand if they decide to use a different realtor to avoid that type of confrontation, right? So I'm going to put that in there as a for sale by owner only, a buyer only. So I have a folder in here, buyer only. And then what we do is we'll give them a follow-up call in about a month to see if it's sold and see if things have changed. Because here's the thing, when I call her in a month, she won't even remember the conversation. Most of them never do. And things might be completely different at that time. So I got a little bit of information. I'm going to send her an email because I did have her email in here already built into the system. And then we'll follow up in a couple of weeks and just see how things are going. Pretty simple, guys. Not a lead, not an appointment, but it's a decent conversation, okay? And the more dials I make, the more conversations I'm going to have, the more leads we'll be able to have to nurture, and the more appointments we'll have, okay? The more appointments we have, the more opportunities I give my realtors and brokers that I work with to list property, more opportunity, Okay. So about 1 of every 5 conversations, like that's a conversation that I have, are being converted into an appointment. Okay. And my clients now, Frank Albert, the one I'm calling for right now, they're getting a lot more than the average because I'm doing really well in that market. But on average, my clients can expect 3 qualified listing appointments every single week. Okay. And if I'm setting up 3 qualified listing appointments for you, you should be able to list at least 1 of them. Okay. That's 4 a month. Now, if you're not able to list at least 1 a week out of 3 appointments, then I didn't do a good enough job vetting you out from the very beginning, which is why I only work with realtors and brokers that are doing 3 or more transactions a month right now, because once they get face to face, they can convert, right? So I'll put that in there as a follow-up every single week, starting in 2 weeks. And I'll just put a little bit of a note there for myself. And then what's great is my Vulcan appointment setter, it actually syncs or integrates with my Google. So automatically it'll be on my Google Calendar as well, right? Gotta love technology these days. You know, these platforms, Vulcan, RedX, Mojo, other ones out there, they do everything they can to make our jobs easier as prospectors, as real estate agents. So I'll put it in there as a buyer only nurture, not interested yet. And then we'll just follow up in a couple of weeks and then we'll move on to the next. Pretty simple. And I'm not going to stop and give a play-by-play for every single call, but that one was pretty, that was worth going over that with you. And let me check the comments here to see if we have any other questions.
You have reached the voicemail box of 402-968-75545.
Okay, drop the auto voicemail. Hey, Anderson. So again, guys, I'm Jeremy Marquez.
Hello, you reached Darlene Bruni. I can't get to the phone right now. If you please leave me a message, I'll give you a call back.
My company is called jmarqeting with a Q, not a K. And the service that I provide is called We Call You Close, or I Call You Close, okay? Basically, we do the calling, we do the appointment setting, we do the nurturing, you do the closing, right? And on Facebook.
Hello, you reached Darlene Bruni. I can't get to the phone right now. If you please leave me a
On the
message.
Facebook Live, there's a link to the group that I was talking about. And I'm going to go ahead and put a link to the group on YouTube as well, so you guys can have that.
Hello?
Hi, it's Jeremy with Frank Albert Realty.
Hey, how's it going?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Good. Well, I was calling about the property that you're selling on Fairweather. Did you get that sold, or is it still available?
It's still available.
Is this Mr. Terranova, Anthony?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm an assistant here at the Frank Albert Realty team, and I was just calling to get a little bit of info for the team. It's still available. You guys are doing it by owner, right?
Correct. Well, I have a listing agent with my mother-in-law handling it.
Okay. So if you need to list, she's going to help with that?
Correct.
Okay. Are you still going to love her if something goes wrong?
Of course I will.
Well, are you?
Fair for that.
I figure I throw that out there, but in a jokingly way. I don't want to offend anybody. Now, are you working with realtors if they bring you a buyer?
Correct. Yes, we are.
Okay, I'm trying to look at the summary here. Do you have a set commission that you're offering on that?
We're preset at
1.5. Okay, that's great. And is the property occupied or is it vacant? Vacant. Okay. How long do you plan to try it on your own before bringing your mother-in-law in?
We'll give it a good 4 weeks.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. Right, no rush.
Okay, sounds good. Well, at the time that you decide to talk to mom, would you be open to interviewing other teams to see what they would do, or do you guys already have an arrangement?
We already have an arrangement at this time. I mean, I wouldn't mind you following up in 4 weeks if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Would it be okay to send you our resume by email and just give you a call in 4 or 5 weeks?
Sure, not a problem.
What's the best email for you, Mr. Terranova?
It's my first name, so Anthony.
Yep.
Dot Terranova.
Okay.
The number 8.
Okay.
At Gmail.
So anthony.terranova8@gmail.com. I'll send you just one email, not a bunch of spam. It will have our resume and some links to different stuff we do for marketing. And then, if we have a buyer, we'll let you guys know. And if down the line it doesn't get sold, we'd at least like to have you interview us to see what we would do different, so you have some options.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll certainly entertain that.
Okay, fair enough. Wouldn't expect you to make any decisions right now. We'll send you that email, and good luck on getting it sold. The pictures you have, they look great, and that area is great. So I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to get it done on your own.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hopefully, we feel like we're at a good price point, and anything under 300 is pretty hot. So, I appreciate you calling. We'll look forward to hearing from you some other time.
Yeah, when we get off the phone here, you'll have an email within about 5 minutes, and good luck on getting it sold.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, guys. So that's what we call a for sale by owner nurture. So it's now a nurture. It went from cold data to a lead that will be nurtured. And that's really what we want right there. We don't always necessarily expect for them to go on during that call. What we want is be able to open that door a little bit for the team to be able to do what we do. So what we're going to do is we're going to send them some marketing material, things like that, postcards, direct mail, emails, and follow up in a couple of weeks. You said 4 weeks. I'm going to follow up in 2 weeks, just to touch bases, see if you got the email, see how things are going. At that time, he may be open to setting up a time at least to meet. And yes, he has mother-in-law on deck to be able to list, but we all know that's not always the best option. And he probably knows that too. So in his mind, he said, why not at least talk to Frank Albert Realty to see what they'll do different? And at that point, then it's up to the specialist I assign it to on the team to be able to go in and do their thing, right? There's about 10 agents over there that I set these appointments for, and I do a round robin. So every new appointment goes to a new agent. So we're going to do, starting in 2 weeks, we'll give them a call every week on Tuesdays and make sure that's all synced up. Okay. So we're going to give them a call 1 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock his time, and we'll save and close that. And we'll move on to the next. And then I'm also going to print out the hot sheet. So the hot sheet will have all of my notes, all of the listing information. And then what the good thing about Vulcan and all these systems is as long as you have the call recording on, you can always go back and listen to the call recording, right? And that's good with an assistant, because that's really what I am, is a virtual ISA, an assistant realtor broker relationship. So that way, not only do they get my notes and the conversation, but they can listen to the actual call, right? Because that way everybody's on the same page. Give me just one moment here while I download that info. I'm downloading the PDF right now, and I have a folder specifically organized with stuff, especially with stuff like this, because with what I do, I have so many different leads and things that I convert every single day. It'd be impossible to remember every single one. Okay. Sorry about that distraction. Got a text there. Not work related. So you guys will notice that I'm very transparent with what I do with my business, because not only do I want other realtors and brokers to know what I do if they're considering using me, but I want to be able to show as much as possible to other realtors and brokers that are doing prospecting on their own, because I'm also rolling out a training and consulting program to where if you don't want to hire me or a virtual assistant, I can teach you how to do what I do step by step, from setting things up to ongoing coaching, right? So we sent him that email. Let's see here. Make sure that got sent out. Got the follow-up set up. Okay. I like that name, Anthony Terranova or Tony Terranova. It's a good name. All right, on to the next. Here we go. Give me 1 second here, guys. I just got to check something. I'll put the dialer on pause. That's what I was going to do, is make sure I share the link to the group. Cold calling isn't dead. That's a link to that group. And that's my group on Facebook for other prospectors and cold callers, not just real estate, but we share different, best practices and things like that. So. Give me 1 moment here. Ricky Carruth giving away 20 signed copies of his book. Just got a notification that he's about to do a live on YouTube. I follow Ricky Carruth and a few other coaches out there. Definitely. I follow about half a dozen of them and bring all of their styles and perspective to the phone. All right, guys, this is 189,000 for sale by owner. I'm feeling good. Feeling good.
Hello?
Oh, I just hung up, and then he answers the phone. That's right. I'll give him a call back here. Put him on the way back around. I'll make sure to call him. He'll probably call me right now.
Hello?
Hi, this is Jeremy over at Frank Albert Realty for Paige.
This is Jesse. This is
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. Are you helping with the sale?
Yeah, I'm
Okay. Just didn't want to talk to somebody I maybe shouldn't be talking to. Now, looks like you guys are doing a for sale by owner. And just looking at what you guys put online here a couple of days ago, it looks like you have it listed at $179,999. Is it still available, or have you already accepted an offer?
It is definitely still available.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And I'm not a realtor here. I'm one of the assistants, and I just wanted to get a little bit of information for the team. Now, are you working with buyers agents if they brought a buyer for the apartment?
So what we're doing, if they did bring a buyer, we're having a real estate attorney draw up some contracts, and then from there, we have a title company we're working with. So,
do you have a set amount that you're offering? for bringing you a buyer?
No, not really set right now.
Okay. And if for some reason you can't get it sold on your own in a certain period of time, do you have a realtor that you would hire to list it already?
Yeah, we do. But if you guys, are willing to negotiate a better deal, we're not, definitely not sold with one. We have a realtor we use, but it really just comes down to the percentages and whatnot.
Gotcha. That makes total sense, and most likely why you probably did the for sale by owner to avoid paying as much commission as you can, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. One of the realtors we're working with, they're offering to do it at 4%, so I think that's a fair deal. But do it at a lower percent, and we're not paying with him at all.
So regardless of what they do for marketing, it all just comes down to whoever's going to charge you the less amount.
Exactly, pretty much, yeah. Because the property is a great property. It's in a great location. It's in a well thought after. I don't know if you're from around here, but it's in Seminole, which is a highly regarded location. It's about 5 minutes from the beach, completely renovated, a bigger unit in the complex. So I don't see any trouble with it going at all. It's just it really just comes down to the numbers and what we want to pay commission and whatnot.
You probably won't even have any problem selling on your own. I'm just asking these questions for the team because that's just my job is. So hopefully you don't take offense.
No, I'm not at all. That's where we're coming from. So.
Okay. Now, what I'd like to do is send you a resume from Frank Albert Realty so you can look at our track record, some links to some of the things we do for marketing, and then whenever you want is best, I would follow up to see, if you got it sold and if you're ready to set up a time to meet with one of our specialists. What's your time frame of doing it on your own before you talk about listing it?
We'd like to have it up for a couple weeks, maybe a month, and if not then. What percentages do you guys usually do? Is it like percent for the selling?
Well, that's a good question. And as an assistant, I'm not even allowed to go there. So when you meet with one of our specialists, you guys would negotiate that to see if it would make sense. Me saying a certain number right now would be null and void anyways, because I'm an assistant here. So it really comes down to if you guys decide to work with us, and then us being able to, make it work for you guys with, it may not be something that we would even, try to compete for. I do not know that. It's just a matter of what the specialists you meet with on our team and you agree on.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and I'll give you my email and shoot me over some of the information, and then whenever the time comes, if we're interested, we'll reach out.
Best email for you.
Yeah, so it's Tona, Tona, .Jesse, JESSE, .IRCS @gmail.com.
Okay, you lost me at .Jess. How do you spell Jess?
Jesse, JESSE.
Okay, and then dot.
IRCS.
Okay.
@gmail.com.
Okay, so tona.jesse.ircf@gmail.com.
Correct, yes.
Okay, when we get done here, you'll get an email from us. We'll say, Paige, Jesse, we just spoke as Jeremy with Frank Albert Realty, and then we'll have your property address in the subject line so that was the email. And then all of our contact info will be there. And when and if you want to set up a time to talk to somebody on our team and have them come out and meet with you, then you would either email me or call or text me back, and then I could set that up for you.
Okay, no problem. Appreciate you reaching out. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, so we'll put him in there as a nurture. So he basically told us whoever gives him the lowest percentage is who he's going to end up listing with. That isn't really quite our ideal client. So I'm going to put that in the notes, and then just send him that email, and then we give him a follow-up call in a couple of weeks, just like he said. and just see where it goes. You know, he may not even need a realtor. He thinks it's a really nice area. I don't know. I'm calling virtually from California, so I have no clue if it's a nice area or not, but none of that really even matters, okay? Now, when they ask me, are you local? I'm honest with them. I tell them straight up virtually. And it's really a matter of how you handle that. You know, it could go either way. But if you lie or try to fool them, the truth will always come out, guys. There's no reason to even BS them, right? Makes zero sense. So I'll put him in for a follow-up starting in 2 weeks. And just give him a follow-up starting next week. Why not, right? And then we'll just see what he says and go from there. Automatically, he's going to get that email, and we'll give him a call every single week, you know. And then I'm going to download that hot sheet and save that in our folder, and then just move on to the next, right? Easy, 1, 2, 3Z. So if you guys have any questions, comments, want to make fun of me, anything like that, please do so in the chat box. And when I get to it, I will try to interact with you. My main focus, again, is making these calls and making sure that I set my follow-ups properly. But as I get to it, I'll try to answer any questions that you guys have or whatever it may be. So far today for this campaign, we have 1 hot appointment that I've set and 3 or 4 leads that we're going to be nurturing. So it's been a decent call campaign today, at least. And let's see. So I got that saved, and then we got the email sent out to them. And then let me just make sure that everything's in here properly. We're going to put them in there as a nurture, send them the resume. I have a really nice email that we send out, basically the links to everything that we do as far as our marketing, and even attaches a resume from Frank. It's pretty nice. All right, on to the next. Another for sale by owner. Hi, Mr. Vilcrest.
Yes.
Jeremy over at Frank Albert Realty calling about the property on 2nd.
I don't quite understand this, sir. You're calling about what? Because this is the Coquille and my guest house.
This is Robert Villacrest, right?
No, this is the manager of Coquille and Man. Are you calling about another property that is not Coquille and Man?
I'm sorry, now I can't understand you.
Okay, sir, this number that you call is the Coquille and Man manager's phone number. My boss is Rob. Are you trying to communicate with Rob?
Yes, I'm trying to communicate with Rob.
Okay, I know Rob. That's my boss. Before I pass you to Rob, what is the purpose of the call, so I can tell him, okay, this is the person that's asking for this.
You can tell him that I'm calling about the property that he's selling.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go get to Rob right now. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, just wait a little longer.
No problem. Exactly, Otis. Exactly. Thanks for joining, Otis. I mean, there's no reason to. Just like saying to a for sale by owner that you have a buyer when you don't. What's the point? Why beat around the bush? I'm here. Hello, Rob.
Hola. Hello. Can I help you?
Hey, Rob. It's Jeremy with Frank Albert Realty.
Yeah. How can I help you?
Calling to see if your property on 2nd is still available or if you've already gotten it sold.
Calling about my property on 2nd about what?
I was calling to see if it's still available or if you've gotten it sold.
No. I honestly, I prematurely put it up on Zillow. I live in Puerto Metro at the moment, and I'm supposed to move to St. Pete, back to St. Pete on the 4th of September, and things got moved. So I'm coming on the 14th. So I'm not even showing the house until after the 14th. So I'm not really actively selling it at the moment. I'd love to take your number. If you could text me your name and info, and then I'd be glad to show it once after I arrive.
I can do that. I work with Frank Albert Realty. We're a local real estate company. I was just calling, and I'll get to the point here. Why not hire a team locally just to handle that for you?
I have a second home that's becoming vacant. I'm moving into it. I haven't been in St. Pete for a while, so I'd like to move back and do some work on this other house. This one is turnkey. It's ready to go. I'm not doing anything to it. But I have a tenant
He's
in
not
it
listening.
at the moment, but I have within the contract it says I can sell it at any moment, and he's been there a few years, and I would like to sell it. So I'm also a licensed realtor in Florida. So I live out of the area, but I take the 14-hour class every 2 years. So that's my thing. The buyer's fee, the 3% to any buyer realtor, but I would like to represent myself for the sale of the house.
Makes sense. I'll shoot you a text with our info. Let us know when you're back in the area.
Okay, yeah, I'll be back on the 14th.
The 14th.
And, I need a little, that's when my plane flies in, but I need a little bit of time to kind of get my life together there.
Well,
And,
if we have a buyer, we'll let you know then. Otherwise, if you need any help on the listing side, we're here to help, but it sounds like you may not need that.
Yeah, not at the moment. Maybe in a few months if things are not moving, then I would definitely be very open. I've used Real in the past.
Okay.
Even though I've been licensed since, 98 or something like that. But I have realtors so other in Florida. Still have a few homes in Florida. I spend maybe a year in Florida just to be back there for a little bit, but eventually I'm selling my homes there.
How are things on the island right now?
Oh, they're really good. I mean, they're very strict here as far as COVID rules, but we're also have we don't have that much to worry about. But everybody wears a mask. Everybody takes it pretty serious here.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, I was wondering, what it was like down there and over in Cuba and all of that, because I have some friends out that way.
Yeah, no, they don't want to take a risk, so they're pretty strict with the rules. I think if things went south, the healthcare system here couldn't really keep up with it, so they're trying to keep it really, really, really at a minimum. Of course, we have a lot of tourists that come in, but they've cut a lot of that out too, just by saying that we've got all these rules. So
are the cruise ships?
I own and operate a guest house out here. But we personally we're super busy. I've never been in September, but there's still things to do. I mean, not like before, but still reason to come out to Puerto Rico.
Are you near San Juan, or where are you at?
Yeah, San Juan.
Okay, gotcha. Are the cruise ships still coming in, or they shut that down?
No, we have no cruise ships. I'm not actually in the whole San Juan area, so I think that area is probably more affected by the lack of cruise ships. But and there's definitely so many businesses that are affected by this.
Right. Well, yeah.
But you have to adapt, do what you can.
Well, just so you know, Frank Albert Realty, the company I work with, our sister company is called Sublime Staging, and we stage every single listing as needed. And what we back at the listing with a 90-day guarantee to where we list it, we're going to sell it in 90 days, or we house it off of our commission. So we don't take listings unless we know that we'll close them in 90 days. So I'll put that in the text I'll send over to you. So you can look at that.
Okay. Yeah.
And I hear everything you're saying loud and clear, but we'd love the opportunity to earn your business.
Okay. Appreciate that. And that's definitely like a positive to have a stage like that. So yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try myself at first and see how it goes. But especially I'll have a little bit of free time while I'm down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll definitely keep you in mind. Text me because that way I'll have your info.
Yeah, I'll send over a text when we get off the phone here, and I'll make it a group text with my broker on there as well, Frank. And then when you get back in town, just let us know. We'd love to meet for lunch or something like that.
Okay, sounds good, man.
All right, have a good one. Bye. All right, guys. So you see how the call kind of, at first he was pushing us off, and then he said, well, maybe in a month, maybe in 2 months. And then we started talking a little bit about stuff not real estate related, right? Brought the conversation over here. We started talking about COVID, tourism, how it affects local businesses. And then once we were over here, I brought it right back in with telling him some of the benefits that we have, such as staging, 90-day guarantee, and that perked his ears up, okay? So now I'm going to send him that text, and then we'll get him in a follow-up call in a couple of weeks when he gets back in town, meet up, and who knows? He may decide to hire us then to list the property, and if not, we at least establish that relationship, okay? Establish the relationship, so not just for business now, but long-term. It's not always about the deal right now, guys, okay? You got to keep that in mind. All right. So I'm going to send him a text right now. I'm going to download the hot sheet so we have that, and then put him in for a follow-up in a couple of weeks, like I said, and then just move on to the next, right? So this is a decent call session. You guys are getting a lot of action. That's what I want. I do these lives to be able to show you not just, phones ringing, actual conversations, whether they're good or bad. That's what it's about, right? Having conversations. So I'm thinking the next conversation or two, we'll probably be setting an appointment. So stay on board. If you guys have questions or comments or anything like that, please go ahead and put them in the chat or on the comments on Facebook or YouTube. And like Otis did, I'll get to him when I see him. I'll check it every now and then. And I'm going to send Rob that text message now. And let's see here. And then what I'm going to do in that text message, I'm going to include one of our specialists, and that's the one that I'll end up assigning that appointment to once we get it. But I'll put her on there as well, so that way she can open the conversation up a little bit more in detail, right? And who knows, he may decide to go ahead and hire us sooner, and it couldn't hurt just to get the ball rolling, right? All right, so. And then I'll make sure I have him set up for a callback, and then we'll just move on to the next here. Give me one moment here while my computer's slowing down a little bit. While I'm doing this, I'll go ahead and play that call back to make sure that you guys aren't just sitting there waiting. But I'll show you here how the calls can be recorded in the system, and we'll just play it back while I do this admin stuff here.
Jeremy, the healthcare system here couldn't really keep up with it, so they're trying to keep it really
I'm a question on tourists that come in, but they've cut a lot of that out too, just by.
Okay, there we go. And that was the Facebook, I mean the YouTube live.
We're at Frank Albert Realty calling about property on Second.
I don't quite understand you, sir.
This is when his assistant answered.
You're calling about what? Because this is the Coquille and my guest house.
This is Robert Villapress, right?
No, this is the manager of Coquille and Man. Are you calling about another property that is not Coquille and Man?
I'm sorry, now I can't understand you.
Okay, sir, this number that you call is the Coquille del Man manager's phone number. My boss is Rob. Are you trying to communicate with Rob?
Yes, I'm trying to communicate with Rob.
Okay, I know Rob. That's my boss. Before I pass you to Rob, what is the purpose of the call so I can tell him, okay, this is the person that's asking for this.
You can tell him that I'm calling about the property that he's selling.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go get you Rob right now. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, just wait a little longer.
No problem. Exactly, Otis. Exactly. Thanks for joining the stream, Otis. I mean, there's no reason to. Just like saying to a for sale by owner that you have a buyer when you don't. What's the point?
Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to figure out the audio.
I'm here. Yeah. Hello, Rob.
Sorry about that. I'm not sure what was happening there. Okay, that's what's going on. Got it.
Yeah, how can I help you?
Calling up to see if your property is still available or if you've already gotten it sold.
Calling about my property on Second about what?
I was calling to see if it's still available or if you've gotten it sold.
No, I honestly, I prematurely put it up on Zillow. I live in Puerto Rico at the moment, and I was supposed to move to St. Pete, back to St. Pete on the 4th of September, and things got moved. So I'm coming on the 14th. So I'm not even showing the house until after the 14th. So I'm not really actively selling it at the moment. I'd love to take your number. If you could text me your name and info, and then I'd be glad to show it once after I arrive.
I can do that. I work with Frank Albert Realty. We're a local real estate company. I was just calling, I'll get to the point here. Why not hire a team locally to handle that for you?
I have a second home that's becoming vacant. I'm moving into it. I haven't been in St. Pete for a while, so I'd like to move back and do some work on this other house. This one is turnkey. It's ready to go. I'm not doing anything to it. But I have a tenant in it at the moment, but I have in the contract it says I can sell it at any moment, and he's been there a few years, and I would like to sell it. So I'm also a licensed realtor in Florida. So I live out of the area, but I take the 14-hour class every 2 years. So that's my thing. I'd be glad to give the buyer's fee, the 3% to any buyer realtor, but I would like to represent myself for the sale of the house.
Makes sense. I'll shoot you a text with our info. Let us know when you're back in the area.
Okay, yeah, I'll be back on the 14th.
So instead of just
working, I need a little.
Instead of just ending the conversation here, which I could have, I decided to open it up with a little bit more questioning.
That's when my plane flies in, but I need a little bit of time to kind of get my life together there. And
if we have a buyer, we'll let you know then. Otherwise, if you need any help on the listing side, we're here to help, but it sounds like you may not need that.
Yeah, not at the moment. Maybe in a few months if things are not moving, then I would definitely be very open. I've used realtors in the past, even though I've been licensed since I don't know, 98 or something like that. But I have used realtors to sell other homes in Florida. I still have a few homes
He's
in
a
Florida.
talker, and that's okay. You know, you let him talk.
I'm going to spend maybe a year in Florida just to be back there for a little bit. But eventually I'm selling my homes there. So.
How are things on the island right now?
Oh, they're really good. I mean, they're very strict here as far as COVID.
Okay, guys, let me get back to the calls. But you see what I did there? You know, I opened it back up. I started, he's talking about COVID now, talking about the island. Got his mind off a little things a little bit, and then we bring it right back, okay? Make sure I got everything set up here. All right, let's take a look at that property. Curious what it looks like. Okay, Otis, good to know, man. I'm outside of Sacramento too. I'm up in Roseville right now. Find my contact info, get on my calendar, and set up a conversation sometime soon for just a quick intro, right? I'll put a link to my calendar there in the comments. And you guys, if you're not following me, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the alarm. So that way when I go live, you guys, get notified. I'll put a link to and in this, the description of this live on YouTube, there's a bunch of links to my different social media. Okay, good to know, Otis. What brokerage are you with locally? Okay, let me get back to the calls here, guys. All right, here we go. Oops. Call her right back. Okay, it's another for sale by owner. Another for sale by owner here. Trying to get to some of this older stuff here. Oh, there we go. So these for sale by owners are about a month old. Okay.
Hello?
Hi, I was calling for Brooke.
Hello? Yes.
Hey, Brooke, it's Jeremy with Frank Albert Realty.
How are you?
Fantastic. Yourself?
I'm good.
Just giving you a call about the property on Dragon's Fireplace. Did you ever get that sold?
Oh, yes, it's already sold.
Awesome. And closed or still pending?
What's pending?
Means you accepted an offer, but it hasn't been closed yet. So it's still pending?
I'm sorry?
When are you expected to close?
The 22nd.
If for some reason something happens, which hope it doesn't, are you still taking offers on the buyer side?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
And
pretty sure it's coming up.
but you're pretty sure it will close?
Yeah. Pretty much hurry as you.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And we'll follow up. And then if we have a buyer, we'll let you know just in case this doesn't go through.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good day. All right, guys. So when we're calling these older ones, they're about a month old. They've either been sold, they've hired a realtor, or they're ready to hire realtors, right? So one of those three situations. About a month old is a perfect time to do some of these follow-ups on for sale by owners. So Otis, you said Capital Realty Center. Okay, nice. I think, yeah, I know where you are. So you said you're doing cold calling and emails. What kind of leads are you cold calling? Hello? Mr. Shukla?
Yes.
This is Jeremy calling from Frank Albert's Realty about your property on Morgan Street.
Yes.
Did you get that sold or is it still available?
Available.
Still available? Okay. Are you working with buyer, bring you a buyer for the property?
Yeah, I have agent. I can give you his number.
Wrong number?
I give you my agent number, sir.
So I can't understand you, sir.
I give you my realtor number, sir.
Oh, you already hired a realtor?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we saw that it was still for sale by owner. My apologies.
Yeah, it's okay, no problem. I can give you his number, contact him, sir.
Okay, give me one moment here so I can put it into my system. When did you list it? Go ahead. What's the number? Or the name. We can look it up if you have his name. 727 459 9250. Name Smith? Okay. Okay. Good luck on getting it sold. So he listed, and that's what I was just saying. So either it's been sold, it's listed, or they're ready to list. In that case, he's already listed. So put him in there as the not interested, and then we move on to the next. All right, here's another one. It's a couple weeks old. 300,000.
John Bear. I'm out of the office on Friday and Saturday. If you would, please leave a message and I will get back with you soon.
So you're doing circle prospecting, Otis? Gotcha. So just listed, just sold, farming calls. Nice. Do you follow Ricky Caruth? Ricky Caruth does a lot of circle prospecting. You know, most of those circle prospecting calls, though, they are absentee owners from absentee lists, just so you know. Are you hitting absentee owners? All right, on to the next. Just another for sale by owner. And all of these that we're calling now, I've called him a few times.
Please leave your message for
Like this will be the fourth time calling this lead here without speaking to somebody. Fortune's in the follow-up, guys. Just yesterday, my team listed a property that came from a cold call I made back in April. So the fortune is in the follow-up. Otis, you know that.
Hello, this is Mike.
Hey, Mike, sorry about that. I was trying to reach Kevin or Maria about the property on Whispering Pines. Do I have the right number?
No, they posted the wrong number on that property.
Oh, man, it must be frustrating, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'll make sure we don't call you again unless you're buying or selling a property we can help you with. Oh, he hung up. A lot of times, guys, if you ask that question on the wrong numbers, you'll be able to find a
Your
buyer.
call has been forwarded to an automated
Maybe they're going to be
voice
buying a property or selling a property. So just this month or in August, a few deals came from me asking that question.
Well, this is Rick. I can't get to the phone. Please leave your name and number, and I'll call you back shortly. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Okay, so this is the 5th call on this lead. It's a for sale by owner from August 6th. So they've been selling it on their own for about a month now. Hi, this is Jeremy from Frank Albert Realty calling about the property that you were selling on Bedford Circle. Oh, they hung up. Let's call her back to make sure we didn't get disconnected. I always call them back if they hang up on me. She's not going to answer. That's okay. Anderson, I just saw your question. Give me 1 second here so I can see if I understand it properly. So you said, I think you said that while I was coming in that you put these leads on contact management. So what I meant was in Vulcan or RedX or these other platforms, contact management. So taking notes, setting appointments for follow-ups, that type of thing. Now, all of my clients that I work with, they have some sort of a CRM like Lion Desk, Perfect Storm. There's many of them out there. And we do put those into, so once I've created a lead, so not just cold data, but once I converted it to something that we're following up with, we put those into a drip campaign. So that way they're getting emails and text messages and video emails and things like that, along with my calls. So I think that's what you're asking, Anderson. You go ahead and feel free to ask again if I didn't understand that correctly, but hopefully I answered that question there for you. Check the time here. All right, guys. Otis, Anderson, anybody else who had a chance to come in and hang out for a little bit during the live session, do me a favor. If you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe and follow my business pages. If you have questions, comments, just want to say hello, shoot me a message or hop on my calendar. I do have a couple of spaces, openings available for realtors and brokers that want to hire me and my team to prospect and set appointments for you. Or if you're interested more in some consulting and training about doing it on your own, I'm also available for that. So again, guys, I'm Jeremy Marquez, jmarqeting. I call, you close, more real estate listings. Have a great day, guys. It is Taco Tuesday, so make sure you get out there and get some tacos. Otis, hop on my calendar, man, or shoot me a message so we can link up, okay? Have a good day, guys. Right on, Otis. Well, hop on my calendar and we'll continue this conversation. Okay, man. I'm just seeing your comments right now. Have a good one.